Hello, and welcome to the Feeling Good podcast, where you can learn powerful techniques to change the way you feel. I am your host, Dr. Rhonda Borowski, and joining me here in the Murrieta studio is Dr. David Burns. Dr. Burns is a pioneer in the development of cognitive behavioral therapy and the creator of the new team therapy. He is the author of Feeling Good, which has sold over 5 million copies in the United States and has been translated into over 30 languages. His latest book, Feeling Great, contains powerful new techniques that make rapid recovery possible for many people struggling with depression and anxiety. Dr. Burns is currently an emeritus adjunct professor of clinical psychiatry at Stanford University School of Medicine.
Hello. This is no laughing matter, Rhonda.
Hello, David, and welcome to all of our listeners. This is the Feeling Good podcast, and it's episode 459.
Okay, so we're going to do part 2 today. Thank you for joining us. And one little comment here. Sometimes people just need a chance to talk and be listened to, and they don't need any fancy kind of footwork. And that's what I was wondering about after our empathy phase with you, Rhonda. And you gave us, A plus in the 3 dimensions of accurate empathy. But your negative feeling scores were still elevated, and there was just an awful lot of negative thoughts there that could be addressed. So we decided to take a fairly rapid trip through part 2, the A equals assessment of resistance, and the M equals methods. And it turned out to be far more important and powerful than I had thought. And one of the many teaching points is that you don't help people with problems like cancer or depression or a marital conflict or whatever. You find out what the person is thinking, what are their negative thoughts when they're feeling distressed. And there you'll find the whole picture written accurately. You'll find all the information you need to know about the causes of the negative feelings. And then when you challenge and crush those distorted negative thoughts, you'll see a dramatic change in how the person feels. And that's what we wanted to bring to our beloved Rhonda, who was suffering emotionally and physically with a diagnosis of potentially terminal cancer, and bravely enduring radiation therapy that's going to be for 12 straight days or something approximating that. It's going to be uncomfortable. But then those radiation effects are going to increase over the subsequent weeks as the radiation does its work. And so even today, Rhonda's with me, can barely talk due to sores and swollen right half of her lip and hard to open her mouth. And so we just appreciate you, Rhonda, coming so we could record this introduction to part 2. And we love you, and I know all of our listeners love you, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy deeply, both for professional reasons of learning as well as personal reasons, your love for our wonderful, gentle Rhonda. So stay tuned here, and let's see what happens. Let's hear from Matt, but I have one last question. There's more that we could do. I'm not sure there's anything more we need to do. We could jump into some externalization of voices, or we could do positive reframing. But I'm also wondering if just a nice dose of empathy might be sufficient, and that doesn't mean that we don't have tons more to offer at all. But I just want to raise that question. But let's hear from Matt, and then we'll hear from you, Rhonda, to see where we should go next.
Oh, David, I couldn't do a better job summarizing the feelings and experiences that Rhonda is sharing with us than you have. I just am really grateful to be here with both of you. There's no place I'd rather be. And yeah, I'm feeling like the dose of empathy is probably the most important thing. That's what I wanted to offer Rhonda today, is just to be with you and share this experience with you and understand it more, what it's been like for you. And I'd love to hear more if you wanted to talk more about what this has been like. I'm all ears.
Really? There's no other place you'd rather be than right here?
Yeah.
You're not just saying that to be nice?
No.
Yeah, the paradox is that you're giving so much today. You always give a lot to every podcast. You're always so warm and so interested in every person who's on the podcast, and you're so genuine. But I think, and then when you've done personal work, you've given so much of yourself, both when in public, sometimes on podcasts. Your social anxiety you had at the start of when we started working together, and then when we were meeting in Stanford in that seminar room and talking about some of your early life experiences that were traumatic, and you were so open, and you're just giving so much of yourself today, especially the kind of rocky self, the part that isn't all smoothed out and flashy and
made up. Wait, there's something about you, and I'm going to add you too, Matt. There's something about you, David and Matt, that makes it very safe, and I feel very secure and comfortable opening up. I've never shared these thoughts yet with anyone. But there's something that how you create that it's easy to be open. So I appreciate you both.
Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Yeah. That feels really good to hear.
Yeah.
We love you and appreciate you, Rhonda.
Well, I love you both too. Yeah. And I really appreciate that you're spending this time with me. One thing that's been hard for me is it's hard for me to ask for help, and it's hard for me to accept help. And that has been thoroughly challenged because I have had to find people to take me to these radiation treatments. And so many people have stepped up for me. And my son, Josh, organized a meal train where he posted something on a website and people volunteered to bring food. And that's been an incredible joy and made life so much easier. And
how's the food been? Any really good stuff?
2 people brought lasagna, and they were both really good. It's been great. Yeah, it's been great. Really fun. A lot of chicken. I'm not complaining. I like chicken. We probably wouldn't be eating as much if Josh hadn't organized that. I didn't want to be a burden to Josh. And he was like, "You're not a burden. Do you want me to organize this meal train?" Because I didn't want to reverse my role with him and have him be parenting me. But he just completely rejected that and has driven me to my treatment, and he organized this meal train, and we're going camping, which I probably shouldn't be doing, but it's been a long time planning, and he's doing everything he can to make it as easy for me as possible and looking out for me.
When's that going to be, Rhonda, your camping trip?
Thursday.
Until when?
Sunday.
Okay, that'll be a great kind of celebration, but maybe apprehensive too.
Yes, it'll be nice, and I'm apprehensive about it because when I mentioned to the doctor, she said, "Oh, this is going to be a tough weekend."
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. So I said, "Okay." So we might leave early, but Josh is doing everything he can to make it as comfortable for me as possible.
It's you and Josh and his girlfriend or his fiance.
Right. Girlfriend right now. And yeah, and a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people are camping together, and it's at the High Sierra Music Festival.
Well, I have another.
So there's a lot of activity.
Another question. We could stop here, or we could do a real high-speed version of positive reframing and externalization of voices, and knock some of these out of the park. It probably isn't even necessary, but that would be more for you to judge. We could even go right into externalization of voices. And it'd probably take about 5 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm not very good at making decisions right now. So
you're not what?
I'm not very good at making decisions.
Oh, I see.
Or like balancing different options. So I'm just
if you had a magic wand, or if a miracle could happen right now, would you wish for anything?
I wish I didn't feel so guilty.
So different.
You feel less guilty.
About
guilty, so guilty?
Yeah. And I wish I would stop comparing myself to Jack or to other people who suffered more than me.
Okay, so there's two goals: less guilty, and not compare to Jack. Oh, okay. Well, let's. Do we have time to do a little quick positive reframing, just around those themes, and then a little externalization of voices?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have time, Matt?
I do.
And so, if we have a magic button and we press it, all your guilt will disappear, and all the comparisons to Jack will disappear. Would you like to press the magic button?
Yes, I would push the button.
Okay. Now, but before we do that, let's take a look at what those two feelings and some of your others as well show about you. That's positive and awesome. Number two, how they may be helpful to you, and number three, why they might be quite appropriate and healthy in this situation.
Okay.
Does anything come to mind? Start with your guilt. What does your guilt show about you? You're feeling guilty about complaining and being angry and being critical of your sister and having all these physical symptoms. But so tell us about, what are some positives about your guilt, Rhonda?
Well, I have a lot of respect for what other people have gone through.
Mm-hmm.
Or are facing. And like with my friend Jack, I really love him. And I feel it's appropriate to be sad that he went through what he went through. But I also feel grateful that he's alive.
Yeah.
And I also feel really grateful that for everything, that the cancer didn't mask itself for me, that it got caught in stage 1, that I have a renowned Stanford radiation oncologist treating me.
Those are 4 things I've listed. I don't know if you're listing them, Rhonda.
Yes.
But one is respect for what others think and what they've gone through. Number 2 is love for my friend Jack. Number 3, grateful that he's alive. 4, grateful for everything that's gone so well for me in this ordeal. And then the fact that you've been feeling a little defective, a lot, 95%. What's awesome about that? How could that be good?
Well, I'm humble. I'm humbly
Oh, let's see. So humble.
Yeah, I'm kind of humbly accepting my lack of superwomanness.
Yeah. Is that important?
Yes, reluctantly.
Well, maybe that's not something you want to accept, because maybe without being a superwoman, maybe that's not something you want to you want to confront. Maybe that's too dangerous.
Well, it is a big loss. I mean, I don't really think I'm superwoman, but confronting my own weakness and mortality.
How could there be anything good about that? That sounds awful.
I know. I'm thinking it's something I should be doing. Okay, let's not put that down.
What does your anger show?
I'm passionate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fully alive.
Mm-hmm.
And
what you're thinking, Matt, we kind of let go of that superwoman one, like the humility, we kind of let go of that real fast.
Yeah, I've got a couple thoughts. One is I'm noticing just this pattern with Rhonda not wanting to burden anybody or complain, or like she wants to be a real positive. She wants to be superwoman. She wants to be active and energetic, even while she's getting treatment for cancer, and wants to put other people first, like Jack, even when she's the patient. And I really admire that about Rhonda.
Yeah, and so that's an expression of your love for others.
Right. Like yesterday, two friends of mine took me to treatment, and then the doctor wanted to talk to me. They're worried about the weight I lost. And I was thinking, oh no, Bob and Sally are in the waiting room and they're going to be waiting longer than they expected. And I was really worried about them. They didn't care. They were just happy to have quiet moments to sit on their phone and play with it.
Yeah. But you're very sensitive to other people's feelings and their needs, their time.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't want to burden people.
Yeah.
You care about those relationships. Are those some good qualities to have?
I think they are.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Is there anything beautiful in your sadness?
Well, it would be really incongruent to not be sad. I mean, when I like to say, oh, you have cancer, and be like, woohoo, this is so exciting. I'm looking forward to that. That would be dumb. So.
That would mean you didn't care about your life and all that you do?
Yeah.
And your kids and your grandkids?
Yeah. Yes.
Is there any sense in which your sadness and loss actually is a gain, makes you more alive in a sense?
Yes, absolutely. Because you just go along living your life. And I mean, I know that I have a lot of people came forward, like all the people that joined the meal train and have offered to give me rides and sent me nice messages. People in the Wednesday group are sending me nice messages. And that's been really, really, really great to be on the receiving end of that. Mm. Even today, you guys have been so supportive of me. Yeah. And sometimes you're just living life like on a highway.
Yeah,
like Jill,
right. Yeah.
And so now I can stop, and like Jill has offered to come all the way up to where I live and go for a walk with me, and she sent me books, and sent me nice emails too. It's like, what, I've kind of been surprised by.
Well, I've got
that.
a list of 11 things here, positives, and I'm sure we could add even more to it. But maybe with that in mind, we don't want to press that magic button and make it all go away. But maybe we could talk about a healthy level of these negative feelings that might be good to aim for today, for example. Would that make sense?
Yeah, it would be good to dial down.
Yeah. So how sad, depressed, and unhappy would you want to feel today? We could magic dial, put it any level.
I actually think it's okay to feel a high level, like 45%.
Yeah, 45, great. And then that'd be from 80 to 45. And then anxious, worried, and frightened is 95. What would a good amount today?
I think 30.
Okay. And guilty and ashamed, that was 95.
I'd like to, like 10% or 15%.
15, is that enough? Guilt and shame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe not, but maybe 20.
20, I was wondering if I could maybe sell you on 20.
Yeah.
And defective is 95.
I could get that down to 5%.
5, okay. And then lonely, and that's the only one, but I guess there's some abandoned. I'll check that off. And unloved, that was only 35. What would be a good amount today?
15.
15. And then embarrassed and self-conscious was 45.
Well, with my clients, I'm going to keep that at 45, but the embarrassed in general, I'm going to bring that down to 25.
To 25, okay. And frustrated was 75.
I'm going to 35%.
Mm-hmm. And some of this is situational, I guess, because you're going to see your doctor at what time?
3.
3, okay. And angry and upset was 85.
That's kind of draining. I'm going to say 20.
20 and then a mouth. Oh no, shock was 95.
Yeah, I can bring that. I mean, I'm not shocked anymore. That was then. I'm going to say 0.
0, and then mouth pain. What would be an optimal amount of mouth pain?
0.
0. Okay.
But I don't have any control over that.
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
But on some level, no. And then what thought do you want to attack first here that might be triggering some of the two things that guilt and comparing myself to Jack?
I think the second one, I don't have any right to complain about my symptoms.
And then can we just jump right into externalization of voices, or do you want to do distortions first? Or
yeah.
Just jump in?
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Rhonda.
And what's Matt's name?
Rhonda.
What's David's name?
Rhonda.
You want to take the first shot at it, Matt?
Okay, sure. So, Rhonda, I'm your negative thought, and I'd like you to feel pretty guilty because you don't have the right to complain about your symptoms or treatment because lots of other people have it a lot worse than you. Like think about Jack.
Well, I don't know how I can defeat this. I have physical symptoms that I can describe that are challenging to live with, and that's the reality. It's they're not as, like they're not as.
Come. Let's come to the point. The point is you don't have the right to complain.
Well, complaining is so annoying, but I can share my experience. That helps to share my experience. Maybe if I reframed it as sharing my experience instead of complaining, I mean, everybody.
You can share your experiences in a mature adult way, but you have no right to complain and whine and feel sorry for yourself.
I mean, I kind of think that's true.
Okay. Do you want to?
That is like a total loss. Yeah. Okay.
Help?
Yes, I need help.
Why don't you tack that Matt, Rhonda, and
okay.
Okay. So I'm Rhonda's positive thoughts. Okay.
Yeah. Matt, you don't have any right to complain about your symptoms or your treatment because you haven't had surgery to take out an organ. You're only having 12 days of treatment, not 35. A lot of people have it way worse than you.
Well, I don't think I would hold that standard for other people who were diagnosed with cancer and had to go through radiation treatment and are woken up at 4 a.m. With mouth ulcers and are 7 out of 10 pain. And this is all after they've taken really great care of themselves. I don't think I would tell someone else, hey, you've got no right to complain. Look at that other person over there. They're suffering more than you. And I wouldn't want a moral system where the only person who has a right to say anything or feel anything is the one who's suffering the most. I think we all have that right inherently to have our feelings, our experiences, and to talk about them. And if people aren't interested in listening, that's okay. But I think I've seen that a lot of people care about me a lot because I give a tremendous amount to the people around me. And so if I feel like complaining and feeling upset, I'm going to allow myself to have those feelings and talk about them and get a little extra support. In part because it just feels so good to give support. Like Matt and David love being here with you right now and offering this. This is the most meaningful thing they could be doing with their time. And so I'll welcome it. And I don't even need a right. I'll complain and feel these things even if I don't have permission. Who would grant me that permission other than myself?
Wow. That was pretty good, Matt.
Was it a win? Yeah.
That was a huge win.
And what made it huge?
Well, there's a lot of truth in what you said, that being back to me, Rhonda, I wouldn't hold that standard for other people. I wouldn't judge someone else if they were going through any kind of cancer treatment or any kind of medical treatment. It sucks. And I do have the right to talk about my experiences and share my experiences. People are interested. People ask me all the time. They want to hear them. And I'm doing a service for other people because it does feel good to take care of someone. So if I can share my experiences, then I'm letting people take care of me. And then.
Yeah.
So who won that, Rhonda?
I won that.
Big or small?
Big.
Big or huge?
Big.
Okay, so should we try another round and see if we can get to huge?
Okay.
You want to hit David with that one, or do you want to try it again, or what?
Can I hit you with it?
Yeah, me. Yeah,
David? You. Yeah. I mean, Matt hit it out of the park.
No, you can hit Matt, but not David.
Oh.
yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Matt did hit it out of the park, but let's see what David has to say. So, David, you do not have any right, David, Rhonda. Rhonda, you don't have any right to complain about your symptoms, Rhonda, or the treatment that you're getting, because lots of people have had it lots worse than you. I mean, way worse.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that I have established my right to complain and whine in two different styles. One is a very mature way that I'm doing with Matt and David, and the other is a very mature, whiny way. And that's a part of that's a part of my humanity, and I accept that. My problem is not that I complain. I have another problem far greater than that. Listening to you putting me down, telling me you don't have a right to complain. I can only quote the Buddha on that one.
Oh.
F you.
Yeah, that's true.
I when I was an intern at in Philadelphia, I had to go back and prepare for my medical exam before we moved back to California, because I had let my medical license expire. So I spent about a year, half-time, studying medicine all over again after 30 years or 20 years or whatever it had been. And I would make rounds with the interns and residents at the hospital with these patients, and sit on the morning conferences. And the resident that I was assigned to follow around, I was walking down to the morning conference. We would start real early, and it was like a conference meeting, and talk about, I don't remember, some medical issues. And she said, "You better watch out for me today, because I'm in a very, very cranky mood." And I said to her, "Well, from my point of view, you can be just as cranky as you want to be, because you have put up with so much. You have 30 patients you're caring for, and then all of us who follow you around, nagging you and asking you questions. And from my point of view, you can just be cranky if you want all day long. I give you absolute permission. And I'm grateful to be around you when you're cranky, because I'm learning from you, and I'm so grateful for you." And she just immediately turned into an angel. And then when I finally left, she looked me up just before we left Philadelphia, and said, "I'm wondering, I have a request if you're open to it, but would there be any way you could get me a Stanford sweatshirt?"
Uh-huh.
And I said, "I'll get you as many as you want, and mail them to you." But that's how I feel about your whining and complaining.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent you an email after I got into a fight with Michael, and I said, "I lost my patience. I'm really irritable." And you said, "Yes, I'm so happy to hear that. Good for you. Be more cranky.
Yeah.
Don't be patient."
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that's such a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. But I heard through the grapevine that you sometimes get real whiny and complaining. Is that right, Rhonda?
Yes, I do.
Well, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm going through a really rough patch right now. So if I can't whine and complain about things now, this is the best opportunity. This is a good time to whine and complain.
Well, you probably enjoy whining and complaining.
I am definitely enjoying whining and complaining. Absolutely. It feels really good.
Who won?
I won.
Big or small?
Big.
Big or huge?
Huge.
Huge. And how did you get to huge?
Well, partly through humor, partly through getting the empathy and support from the two of you, and partly just its acceptance that I'm going through what I'm going through, and it's tough.
Yeah, and that's the key teaching point today, which is the same every time we do personal work.
Right.
That the problem is not the events in our lives. The events in your life are unfortunate and real.
Right.
And you have a right to have physical pain and crankiness and anxiety and fear. Those are normal human feelings. But the biggest enemy that you have is not the cancer or the radiation treatments, but the being a little bit hard on yourself. And the antidote to that is self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And to have self-love, we have to love ourselves in spite of our so-called negative behaviors or less attractive behaviors.
Right.
And that's what self-love is, and self-acceptance. That's kind of like a corny, preachy thing, but I was trying to make a point for our listeners, like what do we hope you might be learning today? And that was what you and I learned when we had a session with Marilyn, that the day she had that, you have stage 4 lung cancer, and her scores were 100 on every negative emotion.
Wow.
And at the end, like you, she was laughing and feeling joy, and it didn't make the reality of the situation go away, but she was just beating up on herself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the cause of her angst, saying, I never found a life partner, a loving life partner, so I'm a failure, and I drank too much, and so I'm a failure. Mm-hmm. And I've lost my conviction in the existence of God and the afterlife. So I'm a failure. I should be better than that. And as she came to accept that it was okay to have those kinds of feelings, we began to laugh. We'd been crying, and there was some real joy that came into it, and. That's what we have to offer with TAME. We have 140 or more techniques now that we're using to crush negative thoughts, but at the bottom is the concept of love, loving ourselves. And if it wasn't a challenge to love ourselves sometimes, the love would be pretty inexpensive.
Right.
Is that helpful at all? Or?
Very, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautifully said, David.
Yeah, very inspiring. And without being cheerleading.
Rhonda, are there any of these other thoughts that you'd want some help with while we're at it?
I actually think I could. How about I'll never get back to my former self.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which we can fit in that I won't regain my memory, or I'll lose cognitive functioning, all of that.
Mm-hmm. Do you want
to go first, Matt?
The attacker, Matt?
What do you prefer, Rhonda?
Sure, Matt, you're great.
I'm the negative thought or the positive thought?
You're the positive thought.
Okay, hit me with it.
No, you hit me with it first.
Okay, I'm the negative thought. So Rhonda, I don't mean to make you, I'm your negative thoughts. I don't mean to make you feel bad or anything, but I just wanted to let you know that you're never going to get back to your normal, good old self.
Well, maybe that's a good thing. I might not get back to my normal self, but my normal self was frenetic and out of balance sometimes. And in some ways didn't take good care of myself. And it was unrealistic, the pace I was keeping. So it might be a good thing that I don't go back to my former self. And the idea that I'm going to lose cognitive functioning, I think that's just silliness. And once you talk to the doctor and confirm that they're not radiating your brain, once I talk to the doctor and I find that out, which I'm sure I'm going to find that out today, because there's no need to do that, I can let that go. And plus, that kid that I worked with 20 years ago, treatment is way different now. And I'm not a 12-year-old boy. with an inoperable brain tumor. So,
Was that a huge win for you?
yeah, that was a pretty huge win.
Pretty huge. You want to try a role reversal?
Yeah, I want to try a role reversal. So, Rhonda, you're never going to go back to your former self, your precancer self, and you're going to lose cognitive functioning. You're going to lose your ability to focus permanently, and your memory and language skills, all that, it's never going back.
I'm sorry, I forgot what you said. What was it?
Right.
Well, life is this one-way journey. We never can turn back the time, the clock, and so I'm always changing. Every moment, I'm a different person now than when I started this podcast.
Right.
And that's totally okay with me, because that change isn't, like David was saying, that change isn't the problem. Like being lethargic or having cognitive problems, memory problems, that sort of thing. That's not the problem. It's deciding that's not okay. And I can always choose to love myself just as I am, this new version of myself. And in many ways, that new version, I'm kind of excited to experience, and want to be able to have a full life and to experience that loss, because that's something we're all experiencing. We're all growing older every minute. We're getting older at a rate of 1 minute per minute. and I feel like I'm just in really good company there.
Yeah, that was a huge win, Matt.
What did you like about it?
I liked that you quantified that we're changing minute by minute, and that I'm in good company, and that I can love the new version of myself, and that changing isn't the problem. Deciding that that's not okay. What David said the last time, like listening to me putting myself down and criticizing me, that's the problem.
Okay, good. You want to give it a shot?
Okay.
David, you're really good at playing. Do you want to play the negative?
Sure. I'll do a round with you. I know that you're doing all these fun and games with Matt and David, but it's just a fact of the universe, Rhonda, that you're never going to get back to your former self. And don't you forget it. Don't you try to whitewash this one, because you can't. It's a fact.
Well, this is a good example of fortune telling. How do I know what's going to happen in the future? I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm talking about Jack. Jack has gone back to his former self, and he had way longer treatment than me. He had chemotherapy and 35 days of radiation, and he's back to his former self. But regardless of whether I go 100% back to my former self or a different portion of that, whoever I am, I can love the new version of myself, because I'll still be awesome.
Okay, who won that one?
I did.
Big or small?
That was big.
Big or huge?
Huge.
Huge.
That was huge.
So you hit a home run. Now I can model a different version of it if you're interested. It can't get bigger than huge, but there can be different tastes of huge.
Yeah, and it could be more fun, which I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rhonda, you've changed, and you're never going back to your old self.
Well, thank you. I certainly hope I don't.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of losses, and I've had a lot of suffering, and loss is gain.
Yes.
And I don't want to lose all that I've gained. I think I have so much more now to offer, so much greater compassion, appreciation. And I've decided to love this new Rhonda and see what kind of opportunities are going to come into my life in terms of my work on the podcast, my work with my patients, my relationships with people. I have a lot to give now.
That was so huge plus. That was really plus. Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
That was
did
beautiful.
you like about it?
It's that I like that. You're right. I have gained a lot from this experience. Not all negative, not all pain. I have, and I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to keep that, incorporate that into life.
The universe has told you it's time to wake up, Rhonda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your growing hasn't stopped.
Right. Absolutely not.
Okay. You're having a near life experience.
Right. That's good,
awesome.
Matt.
You want to try it? I mean, you're already.
Okay, sure.
Okay, Rhonda, you're never going to get back to your former self. You were this perky lady full of energy and giving so much to everybody and making stuff happen and going on camping trips and going to Las Vegas with Michael and experiencing all these fantastic things, love of life, Rhonda. And you're never going to get back to that self. You're just this old woman now.
Well, there's a lot to be said to be an old woman. I don't have to care anymore about what people think about me. And there's a bigger sense of freedom. And I hope I don't go back to the old self, the old frenetic, move forward without thinking self. And I have learned a lot from this experience. Definitely learned a lot about love and compassion for myself and other people, and acceptance and sharing and
experiencing.
And I don't want to lose that. I want that to stay alive within me for a really long time.
So who won that one?
I did.
Okay. And then how did you win? Was that a huge win?
Yeah, that was a huge win.
Was it bigger than huge? Gargantuan?
It was gargantuan. Yeah. Yeah.
Got a new category.
I know.
Positive thought.
I think we can wrap up at this point, and if there's other thoughts that come back that you need help with, we can always do part two.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you right now, how depressed and sad and unhappy are you feeling? I'm going to put these in the after column.
I'm not feeling at all that. I'm feeling zero sadness.
Zero, okay. And anxiety and worry and frightened.
I'm also feeling zero anxiety.
Okay. How about guilt and ashamed?
I'm feeling, gosh, it doesn't seem real but this is true. I'm feeling zero guilt.
Zero. And how about defective?
I'm feeling zero defective.
And how about effective?
I'm feeling 100% effective.
Yeah. Is that awesome?
Yeah.
Lonely and abandoned.
Zero.
We reject you.
I
know. And embarrassed and self-conscious.
Zero.
Mm-hmm. And frustrated.
I'm going to say I'm still 5% frustrated because I haven't gotten my prescription for the mouthwash that I want. So.
Oh, yeah. And angry and upset.
Zero.
And shocked.
Yeah. Zero.
And mouth pain.
Oh, that's 9 now. Because I'm doing a lot of talking. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, thank you for going up to 9 in order to make this podcast happen. Well, to me, this was just a really awesome experience. And you had a reduction in feelings that most people would say was impossible or not even desirable. It's a total blow away on just about every feeling. And what was the 1 or 2 or 3 teaching points? What caused your feelings to change so dramatically? And is this change real? Or are you just being nice for the sake of the podcast?
I'm not being nice for the sake of the podcast. It did feel good to get honest empathy and to feel the love and concern that you guys, Matt and David, are sending to me, and that you said that there's no other place you'd rather be than here right now. That's also part of my exercise in accepting.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it was the externalization of voices. It was hard to do positive reframing. I needed help with that. I needed help with positive reframing, the guilt. And so your support in that was helpful, and led to the changes, because I thought, oh yeah, maybe that is good about guilt. And oh yeah, that is true. And then the externalization of voices and getting to the place of accepting that I can be kind of an irritable, impatient, grumpy person, and that is totally okay because I'm going through something really hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever gone through.
So, in other words, I'm feeling joy today because I have a new increased irritability plan.
I'm feeling joy today because I accept all parts of me.
Yeah,
the irritable, cool? Cranky part. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
that's acceptance, but just stop a minute. I've got to double examine you here because people listening, they don't want to accept all parts of themselves. And so, I mean, aren't you lowering your standards, Rhonda?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm lowering my standards. Uh-huh.
Well, aren't you giving in and giving up and accepting a second-rate Rhonda?
No, it feels really good to lower my standards. It's exhausting.
But you're accepting these bad parts of yourself. You must have poor taste.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be cranky 100% of the time, 100% of the rest of my life. But there are times when it's appropriate to feel cranky and impatient. I mean, I don't want to hurt people by...
So you're telling me you intend to feel cranky and complaining and impatient?
Yeah, I think I'll feel cranky for the next half hour.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Rhonda. It's just so hard for people to get that.
Yeah.
It seems so simple, but when you get it, you understand it.
Yes.
That's something you didn't understand before.
Right. Yes. The other lesson is that you helped me here today is that I have received, I don't want to say, it's hard to say. I have received help and I have received benefits from what I'm going through. Then I want to keep those.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see that.
Matt, we'll give you the last word today.
Oh, well, I'm just really grateful to have been with you today, Rhonda, and for all that you've given me today.
Really?
Yeah, this was just enlightening, and I'm grateful to you, David, for all that you've given today. And I hope the listeners out there are receiving this and welcoming it and benefiting from it as well.
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe our listeners can let us know and how they feel about this new elderly Rhonda. But this reminds me so much of the session we had with Marilyn, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been tearful thinking about Marilyn. It brought up a lot of memories.
Oh, and,
good kind of tears.
Yeah,
sure. I spent a little time with her in those last years, and she'd come down to Stanford for her treatment, and then we'd have lunch, and shoot the breeze and manage. If there's a little relapse, we'd do our externalization of voices, and that always took about 3 minutes. But I remember once she was saying, we were driving to somewhere, and she said, "David, I hope you tell people about me, after I'm gone." And she wanted me to tell them about when she went to South America working with indigenous people and the various causes she worked for and the positive sides of her. But what I think she didn't understand was that she didn't have to prove herself through all the positive things she did, just even in her suffering. And in the session we had, she was giving so much to people, and you're giving on that same dimension there. The answer, what's the meaning of life, and all those so-called existential questions, which sometimes they seem like bullshit and sometimes they seem so important. But you've certainly answered those questions today, Rhonda.
Wow, thank you. Wow. Well, I'm going to take the last word because I want to say I am 1,000,000% grateful to both of you. And I love both of you so much. And I really appreciate your effort and time and the love that you showed me today. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you too. And
Thank
I'm
you,
just
Rhonda.
so excited that so many of our fans will have a chance to hear this amazing and, deeply spiritual edition of the Feeling Good podcast. Okay, we're going to just do a little postscript because after the session, we had a brief dialogue that we thought you folks might enjoy. And you can kick it off there, Matt.
Yeah, we were cracking up at the end of this when I was sharing with Rhonda that something I was reminded of when we were talking today about there was a theme of old females, and I was a biologist, trained as a biologist, and one of the things I learned that fascinated me was that there's only 3 species of animals on the planet that go through menopause, and it's all the most intelligent and social animals on the planet. It's elephants and cetacean whales and humans. It's because childbirth is dangerous, and women are so incredibly valuable as they get older because they amass all this wisdom and knowledge that they can share with the next generation. And it's far more valuable to have the matriarchs and older women there to protect and teach the next generation. And so that's why they believe menopause occurs in only those 3 species.
And so I was then thinking that, Rhonda, you can think of yourself as an old whale. Or elephant.
I like that idea. I don't know that much about whales, but I think elephants are supposed to be very wise, nurturing creatures, right?
Elephant has always been my favorite animal ever since I was a little boy.
Really?
Yeah. I guess
never forget.
Forget. So you can't be an elephant. You'll have to be a whale. Well, anyway, that's all. We wanted you to know that we were still laughing. And I think the goal of therapy, just in simple terms, is no matter what the circumstances of your life, that you can experience joy. And joy doesn't mean just feeling a little less depressed. It means joy and laughter. And that's what we're trying to do in team. And we've said it 1,000 times, but I'm afraid it goes in one ear and out the other. People don't believe it. They don't understand it. But that's why we do the live demonstration, so you can see this really is possible. It doesn't mean we're always going to be happy and laughing. Certainly you're not, Rhonda, and your pain is 9 out of 10 right now. But it's joy is still possible. And the enemy is not the things that are happening to us, but our negative thoughts and the way we beat up on ourselves. And once you challenge and stop believing those negative thoughts, like I shouldn't complain, I should be better than I am, and I'm defective, and all of that. And the very moment you smash those thoughts, your feelings can change, and the change can be profound.
Definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. And thanks again, everybody. And thanks, Matt. And thanks, Rhonda, for your wisdom and joy and love and laughter.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
This has been another episode of the Feeling Good podcast. For more information, visit Dr. Burns' website at feelinggood.com, where you will find the show notes under the podcast page. You will also find archives of previous episodes and many resources for therapists and non-therapists. We welcome your comments and questions. If you want to support the show, please share the podcast with people who might benefit from it. You could also go to iTunes and leave a 5-star rating. I am your host, Rhonda Borowski, the director of the Feeling Great Therapy Center. We hope you enjoyed this episode. I invite you to join us next time for another episode of the Feeling Good podcast.